The Labour Inspectorate is querying whether exploitative liquor store owners should be stripped of their licences. This comes after Shalani Limited, which owns liquor stores including a Bottle-O and a dairy in Auckland, was ordered to pay nearly $200,000 in penalties and unpaid wages. An investigation found that 7 migrant workers did not receive the minimum wage or holiday pay entitlements. I asked the Labour Inspectorate's National Manager, Stuart Lumsden, why worker exploitation seems to be a particular problem with liquor stores.
Right now we're concentrating on liquor retail because we are finding a lot of issues. This particular case involved migrant workers, but we do sort of find the young people who tend to be vulnerable. It's just a simple case of when you are vulnerable, it's very hard to say no to your boss, your employer, and they're taken advantage of.
When you say migrant workers, were people's visas or immigration status tied specifically to their employer?
That's one of the issues we do see time and again, that they are trying to get permanent residence, and this is a way to get there. So they'll be sort of maybe have their role over-described. They'll be described as a manager, or in fact they're just the person behind the counter selling the alcohol. And so because they're tied into that visa and hopefully getting permanent residence, they will put up with this for a long period of time before they finally complain.
How easy is it to get the workers to talk to you in this particular case?
It's not easy at all. We normally find it's when they decide finally they've been wronged, the permanent visa is not coming, or they just have difficulty sustaining themselves, either through not having enough money to live, or just finally they get so sick of the abuse they do contact us.
So Shalani Limited is the parent company, if you like, who owned the dairies and the various liquor outlets. Were they known to you before this? Are they repeat offenders?
Yes, we first struck them in 2016, again in 2017, and this time we actually took them to the Employment Relations Authority.
So what makes them think they can keep getting away with it?
I suppose they think there's not that many labour inspectors that we won't sort of follow up on this type of thing. However, we have strategies where we target specific industries where we think the biggest harm is being done.
Also, I note that one of the businesses in this particular case was a Bottle-O. We've done stories on the Bottle-O franchise before, individual operations. Again, are you having particular problems with this franchise, with the Bottle-O franchise?
Well, we currently have 12 liquor stores who are trading under the Bottle-O franchise that we're looking at. It's concerning to us that we do have franchises out there who aren't taking the proper precautions to ensure the franchisees under them are ensuring they're doing minimum employment standards.
What's your message to workers who may find themselves in a situation where they are being exploited?
Well, we have a service centre, contact centre, that you can get hold of on 0800 20 90 20, and your concerns will be handled in a safe environment.
And to the people who are doing this, undercutting the minimum wage, not paying holiday pay, what do you say to them?
If you haven't got the message yet that the Labour Inspectorate is coming to see you, you'll find out when you have enforcement action taken against you.
Are licensing authorities doing their job?
Well, that is concerning. I mean, this is a very heavily regulated industry. Obviously, each individual store is supposed to have a liquor retail licence, and to hold one of those, you're supposed to be of good character. We struggle to understand how you can be a good character if you're exploiting your workers.
So what? Are people not being screened properly when they get their licences?
I think that the liquor licensing authorities have to start considering employment standards and whether the workers in that industry or that particular store are getting their minimum employment rights before issuing a liquor licence.
And if they are found to be guilty of some of the things that we're seeing in this particular example, do you alert the authority?
Yes, we advise whenever we strike these situations, and have in fact appeared before the liquor licensing authority to give evidence against employers.
Right, so in a case where there is a finding like this, do you think that they should get their licence revoked?
I'm a firm believer that you're supposed to be of good character, and if you don't have that character, then I don't believe you should be holding a liquor licence.
So failing to pay the minimum wage and not giving people holiday pay, does that mean you're of bad character?
I believe so, yes.
So therefore, doesn't it follow that you shouldn't have the licence?
Yes.
And that's Stuart Lumsden.